Welcome back. My name's Leanne, if you haven't practiced with me before. I do have a couple of previous postings or clips that you can refer back to for beginners. But today we're going to be practicing a flow class. So to get started, let's find our comfy seated position. So I'm sitting on the mat today, but you can grab a block or a pillow or a folded up blanket just to raise the hips a little. Can help you produce more length in the spine. So just to get ourselves settled, find that nice comfy seated position. Find your sit bones. Breathing in, press back against the spine and lift up to the crown of the head. We're going to close our eyes down for a few breaths, a few moments. So slow breath in through nose or mouth. Just allow it to feel nice and thick down the back of the throat. Just watch as it opens and fills that chest. And as you breathe out, just allow all of the breath to leave. So allow your exhale to be longer than your inhale. Inhale again, just allow the chest to lift. Just watch as you breathe in between the front ribs and the back ribs. And as you breathe out, just allow that body to be nice and heavy. Again, just slowing the inhale. Feeding that breath in as best you can. Nice, long, slow breath out. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Let the body be nice and heavy. Inhale again is going to release us upwards, pull us up from the base, but we're going to release those elbows and fingertips up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, leave the fingers where they are, but let the shoulders fall back away from the ears. Now inhale is just going to take some slight movement. So you might move side to side. Just start to roll through those shoulders, through finding length all the way up to the fingers. A little bit of movement through the rib cage, maybe through the hips. The movement or the motion can be what you want it to be. So for some of you it may be quite big, for some of you it just might be millimeter movement. Just make sure you're focusing on the inhale, nice and slow, and the exhale as you breathe out to make it nice and long. Our next inhale is going to lift those fingertips up to the ceiling again, shoulders back, and as you breathe out we want to take those shoulder blades together. So lengthen the shoulder blades back, take the fingertips down and either place them behind you or link the fingers. We're going to take those shoulders away from ears, breathe in, pull up through belly and chest, release the chest up a little, the chin, and as you breathe out, just soften through the thighs. Let them become a little heavy. So we're just pulling those shoulders back, shoulder blades or angel wings, trying to take them back together as best you can, but pulling up through belly and chest, raising the chin just a little, not too far. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Holding here, eyes can be open or closed, whatever you need. As you take the next inhale, just allow yourself to roll forward. So we're going to take shoulder rolls, so just through one shoulder at a time, moving side to side. And then you can always just roll them back again. Just release the tension out of those shoulders. Inhale is going to draw us up from the base again. Pull the elbows up, fingertips up. And as you breathe out, we're going to take it over to the right side. So the right hand comes down, the left arm lengthens up over the top. We want to let our left hip drop, so our left thigh be nice and heavy. Pressing back against that spine and draw the left shoulder and elbow back. And as you breathe out, just look downwards. So look over towards the right hand. And just make sure that you're pressing that left hip back down to the ground. Again, close your eyes or just lower the gaze, breathing in and slowly breathing out. Opening up through that left side. So just feel like you're breathing in between the ribs. Just finding some space. So we take our next inhale. The left hand's going to come over, sway it around to the front, and then we're going to start to work that left hand over to the other side and open up to the right. So inhale, plant the hips. Exhale, just allow yourself to soften in. Gaze focuses down towards the left and start to breathe in between those ribs. But don't overcrowd that right elbow down. We want to try and press back into the spine and open that top elbow up as best you can. So lower the gaze or close the eyes. Just notice the breath coming in, how it might feel a little restricted. Try to open up those ribs as best you can. And as you breathe out, just find a little bit of softness in it. So maybe through the fingers, through the toes, through the thighs. Inhale, right hand comes forward again. We're going to take it over to the other side. So sweep it across, lift up through the left elbow, draw it back, and let yourself fold over again. Slow breath. Inhale, nice and deep. Exhale, just lengthen. Left hand comes forward again. Just roll around in those hips as if you're doing a half circle. Pick up through the right, draw the elbow back. It's going to open that chest and allow yourself to soften in. Slow breath. Find some softness in it. We're going to take ourselves forward and we're going to lengthen up all the way through to the crown of the head. We're going to take the left leg out in front. Now that right foot can just sit in. It doesn't have to be pulled in nice and close. It can sit a little further in front. But we want to lift up through the sit bones. Sit back down, pressing back into the spine. We're trying to take ourselves in front of that left foot. Inhale. Exhale, just allow yourself to find a wind forward so you can sway side to side and let yourself come over that left leg. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Shoulders drop away from ears. Breathing in, we're going to lengthen ourselves up. We're going to take the right hand behind and then we're going to pick up the hips and the left hand. So inhale, press into those legs and let's lengthen ourselves up. So press pelvis, belly, chest up and then just look down. Let's take ourselves back down. We're going to go over one more. So press up through those sit bones, breathing in. And as you breathe out, just wind yourself down again. You might be able to come down a little further. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Inhale, we're going to walk ourselves back up. We're going to take the right hand behind, press into those legs and lift those hips. Left hand comes over the top. And just turn the head, turn the gaze. Let yourself come back down. And we're going to switch over sides. So let's pull the right leg out in front, lengthen it out, press back in, and the right foot just tucks in. So breathing in, press back into the spine, and as you breathe out, just walk yourself forward. So remember, we're still in our warm-up. We might not get as low as what you would normally expect, but just soften the gaze or close the eyes, breathing in, and as you breathe out, just let yourself softly, slowly fold over. Very gently inhale as you walk yourself up. Left hand comes behind, press into those legs, lift the hips, and let's take ourselves back. Just look behind, soften that gaze. Breathing in, breathing out. We're trying to lift that pelvis and belly and chest up to the ceiling. And then just wind yourself back over. Finding our sit bones, pressing back into the spine to lift up, inhale, and as you breathe out, walk yourself forward. So you might just be able to come down just a little bit further than what you were. Slow breath. So you can really lengthen that exhale coming all the way down. One more, walk ourselves up. Left hand behind, pick up and press into those legs. Pelvis, chest comes up and softening. Slowly let yourself come back down. We're going to take ourselves over to tabletop. So we're going to place knees up underneath the hips, hands forward to the shoulders with fingers nice and spread. So we're going to do just some lazy tight cat-cows where we arch and tuck our spine. So tailbone comes in, press back into the spine, open up through the back of the ribs, look behind. Now inhale, we're going to wind. So tailbone comes up, belly comes down, chest comes forward, and hold here as you breathe out. Move through again. Inhale, tuck tailbone. Press back into those ribs, look behind. And exhale, just find yourself holding. Inhale, one more. Tailbone comes up, belly comes down, chest, and then pull through those palms as if you're trying to take that chest through the shoulders. Exhale, just allow yourself to hold in this. This time as we breathe in, we're just going to work ourselves back to center. We're going to start to work the body in other directions. So slow circles through the tailbone, wind it around, start to move those hips around. And as we become bigger with our circles, we take it more into the ribs and the shoulders. So we start to be like a slow wiggly worm. Just winding around. Doesn't matter what your movement looks like, so close your eyes so that you can feel into the body a little more. Slow breath, so that you've got time to just notice that space. Notice the space in the belly, in the ribs, shoulders as you press back, and just breathing out as well to let the toxins, let the tension slowly ease. Okay, just allow yourself to look forward. We're going to kick off through the left foot and kick it off to the side. What we're going to do now is pick up our right toe and draw a circle behind. Draw up through your right elbow, release the fingertips up to the ceiling. Now we want to turn on the engagement or notice through our body. So what we want to do is pick the hips up to ribs. So draw those hips up, suck the belly button in and pull the shoulders back. Lengthen up from fingertip down to wrist. So try to find a nice long line. And then think about your right toes. So you're engaging through the calves, the thighs. So to soften the neck, we look downwards. To challenge our balance, we look up. So whatever you need, slow breath. So now we're going to drop the right hand over, and then we're going to bend through our right knee and take our foot to the bottom. Slide the right hand past and see if you can work that hand into foot and press and breathe. So hips up to ribs really helps engaging and finding your balance. Opening pelvis, belly, chest, draw the shoulders back and breathe. Just let it go. Lengthen out through that right foot, lengthen out through the right fingers. And breathe. This time we're going to bend the right elbow, bend the right knee, hips up to ribs again, belly button pulled in. Inhale, we're going to draw elbow to knee. Exhale, take them back. So we want to find some length when we come all the way back. Inhale, pull in, knee to elbow. Exhale, take it back. Just thinking about those hips and core being nice and stable. Inhale in. We keep going. Exhale back. 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out to find length. 1 more. Hold. Take it down. Gently and softly. Take knees up underneath hips, hands forward to the shoulders, and move your body. Slow breath. Wind the tension away from the hips and the spine. Lazy cat-cows or wiggly worms, whatever you need that movement to be. We're going to take it to the other side. I'm just going to flip myself around so you can see. So we draw and kick out through the left foot, pick up through the right. Draw yourself up. Think about hips pulling up to ribs. Think about that length all the way through from wrist to fingertip and engaging through the calves and the thighs. So remember, it's your foot or your leg underneath and the top of the foot pressing into the ground. It helps with your balance, but also stabilizing that deep inner core. So hips up to ribs, belly button pulled in. Breathing in, we're going to let that top hand float over and bend through that top leg. So we bring the hand past the head and the body and reach for that foot if you can. Place foot in hand and press through. So open up through the pelvis, the belly and the chest. Slow breath, hips up to ribs, nice and engaged through that core. Trying to be as stable as we can. Draw the shoulder blades back. Softly let it go. Draw the top arm up, lengthen out, and breathe. And then we're going to bend through the elbow and the top knee. So inhale, pull it in, hips up to ribs. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, pull in, belly button's pulled in nice and tight. Exhale, lengthen back. Again. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. One more. Take yourself back around. And just allow yourself to find that movement again. So whether it be lazy cat-cows with the arch and the tuck, or winding it around. Slow breath. One way and then the other. Just going to look forward, take big toes together, knees nice and wide. Lift the sit bones, take them back over towards the feet and allow the belly and the chest to come down. So we let the forehead come all the way down to the mat and just take a moment just to catch our breath, just to let the body soften in. Feel that breath coming down through the nose or the mouth, nice and thick through the back of the throat. And as you breathe out, just let the body soften in. Belly, chest heavy, forehead coming down. Inhale, we're going to draw ourselves back up and we're going to sit up for down dog. So knees underneath hips, hands slightly forward of the shoulders, the fingers nice and spread. Those first finger aiming towards the top of your mat, and then draw the shoulders back, open the chest, lift hips up to ribs, pull the belly button in, tuck the toes. Inhale, lift the knees, lift those sit bones, press back towards your thighs, and then lengthen through the back of the legs. So the heels want to come down towards the mat. Now you're pulling in through those thumbs to open the chest and the belly working back towards thighs. If you find that your stance is a bit long, just creep those feet forward a little and walk it back and forth. So start to just pedal through the feet and the legs and start to sway the body side to side. Slow breath. We want to grip into those fingertips and take the pressure out of the wrists. Just breathing in nice and slowly and breathing out. Let the heels come down, let the knees be bent. Press back away from your hands, those bellies working back towards the thighs. And then inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips. We're going to roll forward, but keep the hips lifted nice and high. And we're going to come sort of 3/4. So shoulders nearly over wrists. Then we're going to bend the knees. Press back away from your hands, lengthen those bellies back towards thighs, and then lengthen through the back of the legs. So it's like a roll or a wave. Inhale, lift heels, lift hips, pull up through the belly, take yourself shoulders nearly over wrists, and then bend the knees, and as you breathe out, take it back. Again, inhale, lift up, roll. Shoulders nearly over wrists, bend the knees, breathe out, and take it back. And now just hold. So heels coming down, knees bent, bellies working back towards thighs, and opening up through those shoulders. Inhale, we're going to bend the knees, lift the heels, we're going to roll all the way forward. So we're coming into plank. Set the hips back. Hips are high, belly's pulled in. Inhale, press up. Exhale, take those knees down whenever you need, but keep the elbows pulled into the sides. Untuck the toes. Tailbone works back. Lift up against the spine. Open the chest up for cobra. Look forward, press into the palms, come all the way down. Inhale, press into your hands. Knees, big toes together. Knees a little wide, set the hips back and find child's pose. Slow breath. Just let the shoulders release. You might take the hands back over the bottom or over towards the heels. Slow breath. Inhale, let's creep it up. Knees underneath the hips, hands forward to the shoulders. Let's find our down dog once again. Breathing in, pick up the toes, hips up to ribs, lift the knees and press back. As you breathe out, let the heels come down, just press back away from your hands, fingertips pressing into the mat. Inhale, bend the knees, press into the feet, and then let the right leg lift up. So we're going to draw up through the inner right thigh and breathe. Now coming forward, ball of left foot, Bend the right knee, keep the hips lifted and send yourself forward. Shoulders over wrist, keep the knee pulled in. Inhale, and as you breathe out, press it back, lengthen that right leg up. 2 more times. Inhale, ball of left foot, right knee pulls in, shoulders over wrist, hips nice and high. Exhale, back, press and hold. 1 more. Inhale, ball of left foot, right knee comes forward, shoulders over wrist, hips nice and high. Exhale, back, press and hold. Now drop the right foot, walk it side to side. Inhale, you're going to pick up that right leg once again. Lift it up through the inner right thigh. Bend the right knee. Come on the ball of the left foot. We're going to place that right knee forward and pull it all the way until the right foot comes in between your 2 hands. Drop the back knee and breathe. Let the chest open up, shoulders drop away from the ears. And just hold here for a moment, slow breath. Inhale, we're going to move those hips back, lengthen through the front leg, set the hips down, and as you breathe out, just forward fold over. So we're going to move with breath like that. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, drop. Lift belly and chest, open those shoulders up. Inhale, move it back. Exhale, forward fold over the front leg. You can always pull the hands beside. Again, inhale, creep forward. Exhale, let the hips soften downwards. Pull up through the belly and the chest and drop the shoulders. Inhale, come back. Exhale, we're going to hold here. Set the hips back, try to square off or just try to even off more so. This time, as we creep forward, we're going to pull our left hand in between our right foot, breathing in, press back into the spine, draw up through that right elbow and draw that right hand up. So pull the right knee in, press back into the spine and find your length all the way through to the right hand and breathe. The right hand sweeps past, back the head to the front, and then if you'd like, you can try and find your left foot. So bend through the knee, draw the right hand back, pressing that foot into hand, draw the right shoulder back. So just looking over that shoulder, let the hips fall down. Slow breath. Allow yourself to loosen through that foot, come down. We're just going to press into our hands, so move the hands back underneath the shoulders a little. Tuck up the back toes, lift up the back knee, press into the hands, lift the hips, and then the right leg is going to pull back, lift it up, and take it back down to down dog. Slow breath, walk it out, side to side. I'm going to do the same with the left. So just allow your fingertips to be nice and spread. Fingertips pressing into the mat, pressing away from your hands, belly working back towards thighs. Breathing in, press into the balls of the feet and let the left leg drift up. Bending through the left knee, inhale, ball of right foot, hips come high and shoulders over wrist. Exhale, back. Lift up through that left leg. Inhale, ball of right foot, hips come high, pull the knee in under the chest, shoulders over wrist, and exhale back. One more. Inhale up. Exhale back. And hold. Let the foot come down. Just walk it out. Slow breath. And then we're going to lift up again through that left leg. So bend the knees. Let the left leg come up. Lifting up through the inner thigh. Press back. Ball of right foot. Left knee under the chest, shoulders over wrist, and just tap your left foot forward. Take the back knee down, untuck the toes. So just lifting up through belly and chest. You can widen that stance if you need. Let the hips come down and the shoulders nice and open. Now inhale, let's move those hips back. Lengthen through that front leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, creep it forward. Exhale, drop the hips, pull up, open the chest. Just moving with breath a few times through this. Doesn't matter if you move a little faster than me, but just give yourself time to take notice of what's going on. I'm going to move back one more. Forward, we're going to hold in our forward. So hips come down, pull up belly and chest, and breathe. Inhale, switch it back. Forward fold over the front leg, and exhale. We keep forward. We put right hand near left foot, pulling up, pressing back into the spine, open up through the left elbow, and release those fingertips up. Increase the stance if you need. Breathe. And then we travel that left hand past ourselves, past head, body, and see if we can find our right foot. Can be a little challenge, and allow yourself to sink. So just drop the left shoulder, maybe looking back behind. Slow breath. Sink the hips. Release, allow that top arm to come back. And then we're going to position those hands back under the shoulders. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knees, lift the hips nice and high, and allow that left leg to come back. And breathe. Walk it out. We're going to lift our heels, lift our hips, look forward, and walk our feet up to our hands. So we come into our forward fold. So bend the knees, let the top half of the body hang nice and heavy, trying to lay that crown of the head down in between the feet. And just let your head sway a little. Just bending through the knees, just finding some movement. I'm going to take hands to shins, bend the knees, look up. So nice flat back, pull the belly in. As you breathe out, press down, but then let's start to roll. So draw up from the feet, the calves, the thighs, roll yourself up. Inhale, draw the hands up, hands at prayer, maybe a slight back bend, and bend the knees and roll yourself down. So the sit bones lift, the top half of the body comes down nice and heavy. The last thing to come down is the crown of the head and your hands. Again, hands to shins, bend the knees, half lift. Exhale down, press and roll. We do it nice and slow to really take notice. Inhale, the hands come up, slight back bend, hands at prayer, and then breathe out. Let yourself roll all the way down. So hands, crown of head is last. Slow breath. One more, hands to shins, half lift. Exhale down, press, roll, draw up, breathe, hands at prayer, and fold. Sit bones lift, let the top half roll down nice and slowly. Just move the feet, heel and toe just coming off your mat or your blanket, whatever you're using. Pull the big toes in, make the heels a little wide. Bend the knees, lift the sit bones, and allow the top half of the body to come down. Just breathe. Bend the knees, press into the spine, lift up, and walk your hands over towards your right foot. So right hand, right ankle, and see if you can just walk that left hand over as far as you can. If you can place it to ankle, that's okay, or the side of the foot, or maybe you just come to the top of the foot. But as you breathe out, just let yourself forward fold. Don't worry if you're a little shaky like me. Just let yourself soften into it though. So sit bones lift, lengthening through that right leg. Set the hips back, lift up the sit bones. Just trying to draw those bellies back to thighs a little more. Inhale, bend the knees to lift up, press into the spine, draw the belly in. It's going to help you protect that lower spine. Take it back to center first. Allow yourself to forward fold down to this. We're trying to draw those crown of the heads down as far as we can. Release the tension out of the neck first, swaying side to side. Inhale, bend the knees, lift up, take it over to the left. Just let yourself forward fold. Draw the hands where you can, but lift up through the sit bones, trying to draw bellies back to thighs, lengthen through the back of the leg. Breathing in, bend the knees, take it back to center first. And exhale, allow yourself to fold a little deeper. So hands walk themselves back between the feet if you can. It will just challenge your balance a little. Lifting up through the sit bones, try to lengthen through the legs. Try to let the belly and the crown of the head come down. You know, even walk those hands back to ankles. Slow breath. Bend the knees. We're going to half lift. So just lifting up, just hold yourself there a few moments. Pull belly in, shoulders back, lengthen through the back of the legs. We're just returning the blood pressure back to the head. Nice long exhale. Bend the knees, walk the feet in. Now, we're going to work into a squat, so just work out what's best for you. I like my toes to point out a little, roughly about hip distance or a little wider if you have trouble in your squat. Bend the knees, and we're going to send those hips down. And then we're going to pull up again through the pelvis, the belly, and the chest. So you can place elbow to knees. You can take the hands in prayer if you like, and lift up through belly and chest. Just take a moment, squeezing those shoulders back, lifting up through the chest, hips are sinking down, and breathe. You can rock side to side if that feels good for you, or you can just find your stillness. Finding a drishti point, finding a focus, and breathe. And hold. Taking the weight through to the back of the heels. We're trying to lift that heart center, try to open it up. Very gently place the hands down. See if you can lift up through those hips and drop the knees down to the mat. Big toes together, knees a little wide. Lift the sit bones, take them back over the heels. Let the belly and the chest come down to child's pose, so it should feel really good. You can even sway side to side. Belly, chest, forehead comes down to the mat. Just let the fingertips extend out in front. If you're feeling a little pressure through those wrists, you can always take them back to the sacrum. or even nice and gentle through the ankles is nice. Just work with breath. On your next inhale, let's pull up through the belly and let yourself come up. We're going to take the feet out in front, shuffle down to the top edge of your mat. Now bend the knees and allow your elbows to come down, your shoulders to come down, and then plant the feet onto the mat, lift the hips and lay that spine down nice and long so that you feel that tailbone extending out behind. We're going to lift the knees and hug them into the chest. So hands could either be at thighs or in front of shins. Just draw the shoulders back and close your eyes. So sometimes it's nice to find stillness in this, that as you breathe out, the shoulders come back. Back of rib cage just pressing itself down to the ground. Just allowing the exhale to make that body nice and heavy. Or sometimes it's nice to rock side to side. Just finding a little massage through the back of the ribs. And then it can be nice even to place a light hand on either knee and work the knees in circles. So we can either think of this coming through the hip socket, so rolling around in those hips, or take the focus into the back of the spine. So what happens if you make your circles big enough that you can actually massage the underside of your spine? So just find what's right for you. Allow your eyes to be closed. If you are working in circles, just reverse. Take them the opposite direction. We're going to let the feet come down to the mat, allow the knees to be bent. Again, you might like to press into those feet and just lay that spine down nice and long. We're going to let the right knee drop out to the side and place the right foot underneath your bent knee. So we're going to help us to open up the hips. So you can place the hands at hips if you just want to allow that to focus your attention. But close the eyes, breathing in, and as you breathe out, just allow that spine to be nice and heavy. And allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears. So even if you do have to place those hands or arms, lengthen them out and place the palms up to the ceiling. Slow breath. If you want to take this a little further, we can lift up through the left knee, lift up through belly and chest a little, place hands around the back of the left thigh, and as you breathe out, just draw that left thigh down. Shoulders work back. Just allow your toes and feet to be nice and heavy, so maybe wriggle through the toes. Slow breath in, just watch the chest lift. And as you breathe out, just allow that body to fall downwards into the ground. So shoulders back, back of rib cage, hips nice and heavy. Just holding here, working through our breath. It can be just as simple as watching that chest rise and watching the chest fall. you breathe in, just let that left leg come down. Pull the right leg out and hug those knees into the chest again. Breathe out, let the shoulders drop back. Work some movement or stillness, whatever you need. Or circles, just whatever your body needs. And then let both feet come down. Press into the feet, lay the spine nice and long. And let the left knee drop out to the side. Pull the left foot in underneath the bent right knee. Allow the shoulders to drop downwards, palms up to the ceiling will help you do this. And just watch the rise and fall of that chest once again. Release through the forehead. Allow the jaw to be nice and heavy. Don't clench through the teeth. We can always take this a little further by lifting up through that right knee, taking ourselves underneath, or you might have to lift up a little through the belly and the chest. And then draw that right knee into the chest as you breathe out. Shoulders are allowed to fall back. Belly's heavy. Just watch the rise and fall of the chest. Just really allow that exhale to be nice and long so that you can let the shoulders fall back. You can let the back rib cage come down. Allowing the hips to fall back down into your mat. And then you're going to release that right leg back down. Pick up both knees once again and give yourself a nice big hug. So hands either around the shins or the back of the thighs. Just allow that body to fall back into the mat. Then we're just going to allow ourselves to come into our Shavasana. So you might like to just lengthen the legs down onto the mat and the shoulders to come back, the hands down by the sides with the palms facing up. If you're feeling any pressure on the neck, you can always place a pillow underneath the head, or if you have a bolster or a pillow, you can place it in under the knees to support those knees. But just allow yourself a few moments. We want to feel that the shoulders are pressing down into the mat, that the back rib cage is allowed to rest, belly nice and heavy. Laying the back of the legs down and the heels roll in and the toes roll out. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and let the palms come up to the ceiling. Give the fingers and toes a little wriggle, or maybe clench them and let go a few times. And as you breathe out, just allow them to be still, just let them unfold. As we spend a few quiet moments here to ourselves, just follow that breath. It'll help you slow the mind down, slow the busy thoughts. And just watch where you can create some space, find some space in the body. Finding it in between the front ribs and the back ribs, maybe even in the belly, or working a little deeper into the hips. And as you breathe out, just allow that body to be nice and heavy, letting it all softly fold downwards. to wriggle through the fingers and the toes. So you might want to give them a couple of clenches and let go again. You might feel like lengthening those arms above the head, or even tucking those knees back into chest again and giving yourself a nice big hug. Try to leave the eyes closed. When you feel ready, you're going to roll over to one side. So let the knees come over and place the head on top of one arm. Just settle here for a moment. Notice what you notice, the mat or the towel underneath. Close on your skin. Slowness of breath. Very gently allow yourself to come up. Try to leave the eyes closed if you're able, and find your nice comfy seated position once again. So sit bones as even as you can. Press back into the spine. Draw the crown of the head up and set the shoulders down. Find that breath, so eyes are closed, just watching the chest lift. And as you breathe out, just let the body be nice and heavy. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Just watching that breath a few more times. Lifting up through belly and chest. Slowly breathing out. Body nice and heavy. Let the spine soften as you let all the breath go. So it's kind of like a wave where as you breathe in, it pulls up, lifts the chest a little. And as you breathe out, you just let yourself fold and float back down. One more deep inhale. And as you breathe out, just let yourself fold downwards. Curling up a little. I'm going to take those hands together, fingers and palms lightly touching, raising the back of the thumb and the first finger up to the forehead as you bow your head. Repeat after me. Namaste. Thank you all very much.